Have you personally experienced or witnessed instances of discrimination or mistreatment towards Black women? And if so, have these experiences shaped your perspective? How
Uh,
have these experiences shaped your perspective?
uh, yeah, shit. I'm on YouTube every day. You see that shit every day. Uh, but if you're referencing my personal life, yeah, saying some motherfuckers that don't like Black women. Has it shaped my perspective? No. There's
So it's how have these experiences shaped your perspective?
um I've probably said this plenty of times. Uh Real, and Marcus said this too, but like in real life, you don't actually see these things happen as often. I know it exists because people ain't getting together, so it has to be there. But in my real life, you know what I mean. I just see folks trying to get, get from one end of life to the other. But let's let's look at it this way. Let's assume all we're talking about is what is being said or done in public in this space, right? Let's just assume that we keep it so strictly social media, strictly YouTube. Can we honestly say that there has been a positive image coming from Black women just in these spaces, YouTube, social media? Because this is where we're talking, right? Because nobody ever talks about their real life experience all that much. But if we go most what a lot of us consume, is it positive? Is it mostly positive or is it mostly negative? And I think if we all answer that question honestly, it hasn't looked good. I mean, like think of it this way. We've done several shows, right? And I can almost bet my bottom dollar that 70% of the men on every single show, regardless of the show, have been married. But when we invite women into these spaces, do we see the same thing? How often do we see them come up here and be a great representation of themselves?
I think 70% of them are divorced.
I also think men protect their wives, so they don't want them on panels where they could run into. Just don't argue with
you. As a matter of fact, I accept that, Marcus, because you ain't lying about that. A lot of the times, men don't like for their us in particular, because if we're talking about the man that's on YouTube and we see what happens, then we kind of protective of our wife because we don't want to subject them to that. So that might be another thing. And then also, I think sometimes maybe the wives who are out there are afraid because reality is only 38% of Black men are married, and only 33% of Black women are married. So most of us aren't married. But when we talk about what our representation online is, what we decide to put out there, what we condone, I can honestly say that I don't see men as condoning a lot of the bad behavior that we see in men. If you ask us, hey, that nigga over there got 6 baby mamas, how do you feel about that? Most of us call that dude a clown. There are some people that'll be like, hey man, like remember when that dude came out and said he had 6 baby mamas and none of them know who he is? Did y'all see the man champion saying, hell yeah, bro? Or was most of us saying, hey, bro, you out of pocket?
most of us did say he was out of pocket, but then it transformed into this is the woman's fault for letting him do this. I don't know if you was around, and then he started hitting panels, and they was putting up the onus back on women.
Well, I mean, yeah, because we're gonna. I get the shifting of the blame, but did we condone his behavior?
No.
So you think Nick Cannon is a clown?
I don't.
Most definitely.
Why is he a clown? He's articulate. He's intelligent. The one thing he made a point about is that he wouldn't have enough time to spend with all his kids, but he's a working man, high level. Most of those don't have time to be in one place, even if they did have kids. You understand? But none of his kids want for nothing. None of his children's mother talk badly or ill about him, even down to Mariah Carey. So what's the basis of him being in a ill light with you?
Because I don't believe in men doing that. That's basically. If you want to talk about,
so you're in your feelings.
No, he's a clown to me for that reason. Now, if you want to say other things, if you want to list off other things, and I didn't say he's a clown as far as what he does and as far as his career, I say he's a clown for having multiple baby mamas because I don't agree with that lifestyle.
You don't agree with the lifestyle, but what makes him a clown?
Because I don't agree with that lifestyle. I think that's very bad.
So let me
I don't get what you're asking me because lifestyle, you know what I mean? Then that means that I think it's clownish behavior for you to go out there and make multiple baby mamas and have a bunch of kids with multiple women. The same way that I look at Future, the same way. Now, if you want to say like you think that he's a great man in that aspect, that's you. But
so that's when I brought up the Bible. King Solomon, he's a clown?
To me, yes, he would be.
Okay, let me ask you this, Sweeney.
Why is this?
But let me ask you this, Sweeney. Okay, so King Solomon, that's a perfect question, by the way, Kenny. Okay, but let me just say this. If I'm a multimillionaire, let's just say I'm a billionaire. You think it's smart for me to have as many children as possible? Do you think it's smart?
No.
Okay, why not?
Because you know what I mean? You said like, who's raising them? You can't be there. You can't be in 8 different places at once.
Okay, so what if I told you the reason why I wanted to have 12 children is because I wanted to expand my bloodline as much as I can to be as immortal as possible.
If that's your goal,
like kings used to do back then.
If that's your goal, that's your goal. But my principles regarding a father needing to be there with his child and not, I don't believe in having multiple 8, 9 kids by 9 different people in 9 different households. So whether you do it because you want, now if that's your goal in mind is that you want to have as many kids as you want to possibly have, fair, but that doesn't mean I have to support it.
Okay,
you got your reasons for what you want to do it. It is what it is.
Okay. So because it doesn't fall into your ideology, it is buffoonery.
To me, yes.
So, Sweeney, how about this?
That makes you a narcissist.
If that's what you want to call it.
Is it not?
So, Sweeney, how about
no? There's a full-blown definition of what a narcissist is, and I think we all may have narcissistic tendencies, but no, I don't think that will make me a narcissist. That's what you want to call it.
That's actually a medical diagnosis. You have to be diagnosed.
Yeah. So, all right, check this, Sweeney. What if they all lived in the same household and he could check in with the entire family together, right? Let's say he has 4 wives or whatever, but they all live together. Would you then still think that's clownish, or
if he can have 8 women live in the same household and have a peaceful house and he can still raise all them kids, they're there with him. They with him.
Okay. So you good with that?
Yeah. But
he's not a clown. Okay.
You are a hypocrite.
So let me tell you something.
Same thing you jumped off. You jumped off the live with
different households. Did you not hear that?
Listen about